Perky Planes and RC here, operating at 2.4 gigahertz, and got my trusty purified drinking water once again. Yes, absolutely perfect. All right, well, let's bring back an airplane that is no stranger to this channel. I'm talking about the FT Mini Scout. This is version 2 of the Mini Scout. I think I may have kind of hinted in the past that I might bring this particular plane back um, with a sort of new, was sort of a new focus, so to speak. And that's what we're here to talk about. So this is the updated version of the Mini Scout. I'm still working on getting a few things kind of finished up with the plane, so it's not quite ready to be flown just yet, but it's not too far from being completed here. So just a couple things that I wanted to kind of talk about here with the version 2 of the FT Mini Scout. First thing you probably notice is the ESC is actually going to be mounted on top. Now, what I'm planning on doing with this version of the Mini Scout is make it more of a speedster, more of a racer plane, more of a just a fast sport bank and yank kind of airplane. That's what we're kind of going for. And one of the things that I wanted to kind of do with the ESC in terms of helping keep it cool was to kind of keep the ESC working at a lot of airflow. And what I'm going to be doing is creating a sort of modified Mini Scout turtle deck that's going to go over top of this and kind of go back. It's going to be more sleek back, kind of like a car hood or something like that, instead of the traditional rounded, formers and all that kind of thing. It's actually just going to be more of a scoop that's going to come here at a point and then kind of go back, and then we'll create some vent holes there to help kind of keep the ESC cool. So that's one thing we're doing here. Something else I want to show as far as the speediness of this particular version of the Mini Scout is I haven't installed this yet. Is the power pod with the new updated motor. This is a 2650 kV brushless motor, capable of up to I think they've had 5 and 6 cells on these things. Honestly, I'm not sure, but I will probably run just 3 cells for starters. May eventually get to 4 cells if I feel like I can handle it. So we'll kind of see. So that is the brushless motor that I'm using on this. This is a triple B BBB brushless motor. I'll provide some information on it down below. I got it on eBay. I know I can tell you that much. And it's purple. So there's the motor, and something I'm kind of working on here as well. Since I'm going for a bank and yank approach, there is no workable rudder on this. The rudder is just the stabilizer itself, vertical stabilizer, with no hinge cut for the rudder. So we're doing just ailerons and elevator. So ailerons and elevator only. As you can see, I've already got the elevator servo already in place, so that is ready to go there. Currently working on the aileron side of it. I'm using a single 9-gram servo for the ailerons. And to kind of show you what happened here, initially I was going to put the servo right here basically on top of the wing and run the control horn or run the push rod to the control horn. What ended up happening is the control horn and the push rod linkage was going to be sitting extremely high, something I've never came across before. So, I felt like I could make it work like that, but I kind of feared in, some normal grass landings or anything like that, that control horn would just snap off. So I didn't want to create a very high linkage like it was going to end up being. So I had to end up actually cutting a hole in the wing that's actually inside the fuselage there to make the servo sit down lower, so that it won't create that linkage so high, or make the linkage sit so high. So I really didn't like the idea of cutting the wing just to get the servo in to fit and make it workable. But I feel like with the sturdiness of the overall wing that is still intact, Plus the fact I'm running this large or this decent size wire here through the wing for added strength. Um, I felt like it'd be strong enough to take a little bit of a cut there to fit the servo in. So the servo sits lower now. That means the push rod sits lower and is closer, of course, to just a standard control horn, which I've been using those little $1 um, dental flosser kind of things for control horns on some of my planes. This one is one of the ones I've been using it on. So as you can kind of see, basically it has created this large hole here in the side of the fuselage that I'm going to have to patch up before I take her out. So that's what that hole is all about. Was trying to get the servo situation taken care of. So, but I'm pretty happy with the way that's is sitting right now. I'll just, of course, have to put the other aileron linkage on there, and we'll be good to go. Something else I did in terms of from the original Mini Scout version that I had done. If you're not aware of the original Mini Scout version I did, I made a full-on 4-channel rudder, elevator, throttle, and ailerons. Originally, the Mini Scout was just a 3-channel with no aileron controls. So I added ailerons to my version, and I feel like the aileron control just wasn't quite there. Um, so what I had done for this particular plane is, first of all, made larger aileron control surfaces. So these are roughly, I believe, about 2.5 inches thick, and it spans about the same distance that I had on my previous Scout. So the aileron control surface is, of course, much larger. And something else I decided to go ahead and do too was, since this was going to be more of a racer, more of a speed demon, as I tend to say, I took out any dihedral in the wing. So the wing itself is a complete flat wing. Still, of course, going through the fuselage and everything. So I've had later thought about maybe I should do a more symmetrical wing or something like that. But for right now, we'll give it a try like it is with a standard wing with no dihedral and see how that does. So that is the updated Mini Scout. So stay tuned here on the channel for more updates with this. I'm very excited about this, especially because of this guy right here. I want to see how powerful and how good this motor can get this thing through the air. So I'm very excited to see how fast this thing is going to go. All right, well, that's all for me on the updated version of the Mini Scout version 2 Speed Racer, Speed Demon, whatever you want to call it. We'll hope for the best on it and see what happens. So, but anyways, that's all for me, guys. If you have any questions on the updated Mini Scout, any questions as far as electronics or design or anything like that, please feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know. All right, and we'll see you in the next video.